That is
They
really
go
surprising.
raise.
So,
Oh wait, this is the other way around. Carmine Corp is on the side of FUT and vice versa.
what?
The names at least. This is.
Oh yeah, wait,
my
yeah,
God,
what?
my
My brain is not
What is
braining,
going on?
dude.
I thought my
I thought
brain
you
is
had to do
also no longer braining, but hey, we can put our 3 brains together and work this
So
out.
FUT should be the one with Gecko. That's so on
Right.
the left side it should be
Exactly.
FUT
Yeah,
because
this is
of that.
fair.
So CNET is on Raze, which also makes sense because he played Raze in the past. But for me,
This is cakesy.
showcasing that
Right.
you have a change so deep into the tournament with so many months of off time and practice, and you just swap your main reason to play.
Okay, they
that
get the
composition,
Cypher
like,
out.
to
They
play
bring
Euro.
back the.
It's incredibly disheartening.
Yeah,
back
and
the
let's not
raise.
forget, CNED is the person that made that decision, so I wonder if this is his doing as well. But it's time to get into the map and throw this over to your casters. Give a
Still
warm
no
welcome
KO.
to Pavlos and Ash.
Thank you very much, Yinzu. And yes, it's the last chance for both of these teams to make it to the play-in stage. Carmine Corp and FUT stand in each other's way for this series. For many, it's very highly anticipated. It looks to be a very closely contested matchup.
It really does, and it's interesting. The Des touched on it. These changes coming in
Okay,
on the
Keiko
side
on
of
defense,
FUT.
FUT
But I'm
on
looking
attack.
forward to seeing how this pistol does end up panning out here. FUT looking for that early rebel control, and Carmine Corp ready to contest.
7 people going for A
100%
main.
FUT on attack, Carmine Corp on defense as we enter this A-site crunch. It does seem that FUT will be highly contested in this one as KC slowly
But they
but
want
surely
them to come
move in their
close,
direction,
and
but
they are
FUT
waiting for a
not budging,
push.
holding
Could
that
be a
cross
breach
line.
flash.
It might be KC's inevitable demise.
they're just gonna wait for it.
Unless Cena is able to do anything with that raise on that close proximity. Martin so
Oh,
quick
man,
to it.
there is-
Tarazi as well.
There was
FUT
just
are
straight
instantly
through
2
smoke
players
on the
ahead.
second kill there.
Perfect timing with that wall going up as well. It just denies the coordination on the side of FUT there when they were looking to get those trades down, and so much
Is
patience.
Fallen
coming out
ready
from
for...
Carmine Corp, right? But
Okay, well, they're definitely not
corner
going to
here,
be
Mr.
now with that.
Fallen
Not that
being
they would
pushed
have
off
anyway,
that
because they had
angle,
no
now
B
having to
control
regroup with
close.
the team having to work with the shorty into the retake.
Yeah.
That's tough looks.
Indeed, and they're pushing into this A site, one defending it. It's Ada Captain alone. The stun is good, but avoided.
Oh yeah,
subsided.
I get what you're saying
And
now.
It does buy time for his teammates.
FUT
to
on
arrive. Maybe the
defense,
crossfire
K-Corp on
contestant, that's
attack.
where Yedushay comes into
That is
play. Ada Captain
confusing.
has a short life in that endeavor, and it's Mr. Fallen, the captain of FUT, to fend off 4 players alone.
Okay,
and won't be
nicely
able to
done.
do so. It's 1 round in the board straight out of the bat for FUT.
Who comfortable
this?
here for FUT.
Maybe
And
maybe they'll correct it.
when we're looking at the way that... Oh, wait, no. It's a round in for Carmine Corp. We
Wait.
got the titles
Oh,
mixed up at
no.
the top here, but...
I got trolled.
Regardless,
Yeah.
it's okay. It's okay. At least we can regroup in that kind of sense. Reminder to everyone who is watching that it is going to
Yeah,
be
pure
Carmine Corp on the
confusion.
attack and FUT on defense right now. But talking about these changes here for the side of FUT, the fact that they just touched on the fact that you have 3 changes in the agent pool here on the side
How do we
of
do this,
FUT.
chat?
Makes me
Like
wonder
this?
a bit, like maybe the
And
Cypher
then we just
change
ignore
there
the
for
sides?
Yedushay is looking towards trying to deny Martin some of those deeper executions, those blast packs towards site, and try and get him caught in those trap wires in that kind of sense, or
Let's just
cover a bit
go.
more ground to allow
But-
these rotations in, as we see again,
What is
FUT,
that?
they are looking
But
for this rebel
KC.
control, but completely other
And
side of the
then
map here
1-0.
for Carmine Corp.
100%. And with Carmine Corp leading the charge here in terms of rounds, we'll just play it slow and steady.
Cam info over towards
Of
C.
course, you can see FUT aggressing here.
I mean,
on
they're
the
just
safe
going to
side.
stroll in.
Not doing a thing. It's going to be a whole switch and exchange
And the
of a
gamble
map.
does not pay off.
And as KC swiftly move into the C site.
Paolo goes over towards Waterfall as well. They get a free plant. No smoke over towards Heaven, so they don't feel comfortable getting the 2-1 for Mount.
Straight, not going to the team
And
that
let's
is supposed
see.
to go in. So
Don't think they
right
brought
now for KC, it's the
anything into
perfect
it. I
case
think it's
scenario.
literally
Just
all
fall back 5
classics.
players versus 5 players, and you've got superior
See who
guns.
can farm on this.
Yeah, looking towards the way the FUT might want to end up handling this, I mean, you do have quite a bit of utility to work with at the very least. There's still a Dizzy available, the Wingman there for cracks as well. Then you've also got the Nade and Boombot still up here for CNED. So a lot of potential here
Given,
into the retake round, but
given
then it also
Martin
depends on
the
how do
classic,
FUT want to
sorry,
handle
the
this.
Ghost,
Time
so
is
he can go
ticking.
farm this.
So far, they had to make a very long rotation from A-Rebel.
They did indeed. It's brought so much time for KC,
Yeah,
making it all
but he'll
that
take the
simpler.
death.
Martin was the only person with a ghost with
And
a pistol,
that's
so
probably
it
the
doesn't
only
really
kill we
matter
got.
that he ends up dropping and losing that weapon. No time to defuse. Yeah, there's no time to defuse, right? Yeah, no, none. Which means that KC get a second
Still.
round. No
Not
kills
too bad at
collected,
all. Martin
so no
was
orbs
halfway
gathered,
there.
but it's still 2 rounds for Carmine Corp.
Hey, just looking to deny as much as possible that they can over towards the side of Karmine Corp, right? But now this is where things get a little bit more interesting. You have two of those outlaws on the side of Karmine Corp. Starting on the attacking side means that they'll probably look for some of those slower moves up towards those executions, playing a little bit more of that kind of default control. But the way that they're postured right now, they do still
What's on the plants on C?
favor that kind of death ball approach into the bonus.
Oh, they're planting? I mean, they didn't have heaven control.
Very, very deep.
You can definitely play
KJ
off site
turret
loads,
there on the
if
side
that's
of
what you're talking
Magnum
about as well.
On top of that, and look at the camera. It's not going to be
We've got
popped
double
right now on the
outlaw,
side of FUT for
and we have only one person who can get one shot at the moment. Kill trips, they tried to play over towards heaven to get some kills off of it, and they've cleared this pretty well at the moment. It's actually looking good for K-Cob. Smoke on heaven if they want to try go for a plant, but obviously it is just easy for this guy to spam it.
A little bit of an off angle here. Of course, you're going to have a lot of C-long control for that post plant to work out in your favor.
That is a lovely shot onto Magnum. Mr. Fannon's flash goes in, does hit Shin, that's about it.
But so far, with
Dude, the Viper smoke on heaven right now in the afterplant is really good.
It's a really fickle affair. Mr. Fallen, really important kill as Martin trying to close
Did he
up the
just
gap.
forget?
Now the rest of his team can start moving in. Narrate, back of sight. He's got a brother in arms that is yet to be brought into the fray. Shin with a double. Repositions Mr. Fallen though. Has gotten all of the rest of the kills.
Still,
Triple for the
good damage.
And that's FUT getting themselves
Armor
their
rebuy,
first round
probably an
of this
armor
map.
rebuy,
A very
3
clean
guns.
flood onto site there from FUT, not even needing to reveal that retake camera over towards Rubble either. So we're already seeing glimpses of the ideas that FUT have with the adjustments that they've made to their team composition. But all in all, still not a bad bonus.
I mean, I guess good
either on the
reposition
side
from
of
Mr.
Karmine Corp, taking out
Fallon,
3 of
but
the weapons
it's
here on
like-
the side of FUT. Looking over towards how we're
gotta be ready
cycling
for
up
it.
to these ultimates right now, mainly looking at Yedijay to be only one away from that neural theft. Not the strongest ultimate in the game, to be quite fair. But regardless, I think for Karmine Corp, a player that I've got to have my eyes on here is Martin. In his last matches, he didn't have the greatest time, and he was one of the star rookies that we were looking towards.
Yeah, he needs to shine, right? So many rookies coming into this VCT EMEA.
They just see pressure, they realize that they're fighting for it, so they decide to get out of there.
If you want to stand out, if you want to make sure that, you know,
Rated a little bit of a question mark though. Called this one right for sure. Dude, these kind of trips, these are pretty good with the Odin over towards tree. More like a camera that you can do over towards here. I think it's a little bit stronger, but there's some play with Cypher on A that I think you can do.
Right foot, they're very
Plant
good
goes
with their
in.
protocols.
Martin's very close. He's also 2 away from his ult. Everyone jumped. I was going to say, how is Magnum still there?
2 kills to the man, and now there's 2 left for FUT. They're trailing behind, and they need to pick, and they need it fast. But Magnum is being sneaky.
Okay, well,
time and time again. Call this man a rat, call him what you want, but it's Karmine Corp with the dub.
I mean, the IGL has to step up in this
See,
situation.
over celebrating because of the kills as well.
I hate to
That's
point
funny.
it out, but that 0-15 on Lotus, he needs to take a stand early on in this match, and that's the kind of momentum
Definitely
that
the
you want to see coming out
over-celebration
from
because
the
of that
captain.
last game
And
he
those-
played on Lotus.
Not
For
even just
sure.
Magnum, but sure, he's able to
Or
grab
he's
the
just giving
kills,
it.
but the crossfire setup there into the post plant, indestructible.
I mean, this is a redemption story from Magnum, right? Not only from his previous map, but the fact his re-entry into VCT. He's been missing that redemption, and I think getting himself started on the right foot.
Great round from him, though, in terms of the impact. It's huge.
A lot of weight on your shoulders in that kind of situation. But early look over towards Rubble, trying to fake some of that conditioning that had been done previously on the side of Karmine Corp with that C presence. But look at the rotation. It already pulls away from FUT. 4 players leaning over towards that site. It's Cracks alone here on A.
It is indeed. Different approach to previously where, you know, you'd have players closer to that B anchor. But, of course, Cracks will drop back from it as it's all cleared out by Paranoias. And again, we're looking after time and time again.
Every single time, Martin is, when they get over towards site, just trying to get in this position as fast as possible. Really like it, to be honest.
I mean, it's just about doing as much damage as possible, right? The economy situation on Karmine Corp, not that
It hit
comfortably
free.
Paranoia. And it's just going to stop them all in their tracks. They might be moving in one by one. Oh, he's gone for it!
Damn, bro. That was clean. Nice reset in the middle of this. Don't know how he's still alive for some of that, but
Karmine Corp stepping
huge.
up here, 4-1.
Fatal
Cycling up to these
online.
ultimates quite nicely. You do have that showstopper available. Great combination potential there with the Nightfall on any sort of execution or even into a post plant to try and delay that retake that FUT so tend to favor. I do wonder if For FUT, the adjustment ends up being to fight a little bit more forward. They have been playing very strict retake protocols thus far. Happy to give up that C site in particular.
Yeah, and that's the one over towards C. Does it hit though? Because this
one
is
one
of the harder lineups. Looks good.
This time around.
Looks good for the double vision block. Instantly lands while they get there as well. Smoke goes up. Omen Flash missed everyone. They send it in. Big buy round. They mix it up by instantly going over towards C. Safe plant again. We have Fish ult for retake. Mr. Fallon can ult to get information if he wants, but he's the only one holding waterfall. Fade ult hits 4.
Thrasher going in for a journey. They know where Shin is, so he's got to hide. Aftershock denying him sight control. Martin is there to help. Why the hell not?
Oh my god, the aimers are here.
No way you go in for a 3v5, especially when they know exactly where everyone's coming from.
That was the post plan I was talking about. The Nightfall just doing so well to completely stall that retake.
Looks like they're going in for another crunch, and it might be working for them.
They got a save with the 2 HP here as well.
They might only be going for the kills, not much more than that, as Karmine Core.
Back-to-back huge aim rounds from Keiko players.
Close it all out in their favor. This is
a really good fade ult as well.
Sizable lead already in this first half of Lotus.
You've got to start feeling comfortable now if you're a FUT fan, because you're looking at that money situation. Sure, 2 hero rifles to work with. You've got the Rolling Thunder to try and shift the upcoming situation into round number 7. But Karmine Core, again, they've just conditioned that pressure over towards C. They've run one of the fakes now on one of the ecos on the side of FUT. Then they're happy to pivot back over towards
2 hero guns.
I mean, FUT have been giving it up for
couple of ults.
right? So why not continue to push that issue? FUT
money's
have
good
yet
in
to
there.
find an answer on
Money
that
is
type of
really
control,
good
but
in
I think
there.
they've also been willing to give up a little bit too much map control, leaving a lot to be desired and a lot of that information that
Insta take over towards A.
It's quite hurting for FUT, you know, having to
Same smoke goes in.
foot off the
Didn't
gas
land as
time
good
and
this
time
time.
again. But
Hit
this
it a little
time, I
bit
think
too
it's
early.
actually sort of working for them. 3 players to the defense is not too bad, but seeing it caught out into the open.
Yeah, you can't be standing there. This C hit is real nice.
The
Oh, they insta put the ult in, but you don't have the guns. Oh man, I think FUT would have maybe a little bit loose on this one. It's a big round for them. Let's see. Thank God for cracks on this. It's still a 1v2, but
in their favor.
Opportunity though from the shadows available here for Shin.
I always get so nervous when you see the 3v5 ults,
but also misses out on
especially when the guns
aren't
on here.
play with what he has now.
It's a 1v2 for Shin to do by himself. 2 different angles from the FUT players. And the stun not quite finding him. Paranoia there as well, but he does whip the shots! Mr. Fallen doesn't miss, and for that reason, FUT win the eco.
A momentous play
and they had two guns into it, so they can save the 2 guns as well. Though FUT have a lot of money.
Down here for
If I'm FUT there though,
they're slowly
sorry, if I'm K-Cop here, I'm kind of just looking at this round thinking, man, still feel like we can just go over towards C.
Now,
like this wouldn't put me off too much. It was only the breach ult that actually prevented them.
Insane. Like the replay, the energy, that's what you want to see here for FUT. That excitement there on the stage to bring themselves back into it mentally.
For sure. I mean, they've set the bar so high up for this
team. There's this, but there's this. So I'm not going to circle it.
They've got so many expectations built up for them to be able to perform.
Lost bonus after this one. TP out gets them through. Eye deep as well.
They've got to show it by bringing us a comeback here. KCO though, heading to this right-hand side, and it might not be the best idea given that there's so much presence from the defenders.
First time that we've seen this aggressive look over towards the A site in quite a while as well. The only other time was, again, with that initial 4-1 split, you have the
push from mid.
There, he actually did damage here.
Crucial one.
Timing.
Just waiting out. It's a timing game, isn't it?
Oh man, Magnum gets away with it. Omen flash from tree comes in. That was sick. You couldn't really fully see it as well from the Omen.
I mean, you found C-Ned, the trade was there.
And KC are in the opponent's spawn.
Yeah, and Atta is absolutely owned it, but he has no idea about the other one.
Incredible, bringing FUT right back on top, but they don't know Shin is here. And he turned it all around back into Karmine Core's favor. Yenergy thinking otherwise of it.
Narrate still super low. Magnum has to go off for them to win.
Seconds left to play
Trip on
with
site.
Plenty of time for KC. They reveal further positioning by breaking that trip.
But this, I mean, this actually could backfire.
Can't afford to get angsty here. Bot will reveal at
30 seconds
I like that they group up,
slow.
but it does mean that the risk that they have to take pays off. Yeah.
And it's a full wraparound. Oh dear, going back to the A site.
Because that broken door is still available. A link here for the pivot for FUT. They could quickly be on the heels of this A plant.
Magnum is left behind. He's going to have to do heroics
Spike
here.
planted.
Maybe wait for them to push onto site and have a flank in the making. But this is a difficult
This is
angle.
such a weird round right now.
Exposing yourself to stairs, and you've got to check out whether Krax is being pushed in that position.
He's got nowhere to go.
He's stuck in place, and he's got to do the magic from this
Oh.
position only.
No, they don't know.
33
insane.
HP takes
So
him
Magnum
down.
can only focus now towards stairs, unless Narrate spots players from site.
Yeah, I think they misplayed this
have no
situation.
idea.
This is nice though.
The spike
Smoke
isn't
into
planted
it.
in the best
He's at
position
least
for
getting
Carmichael
half.
right now.
Does
So
he?
this is the idea that they're hiding out in pit. They interrupt the plant, but it's diffused halfway. Magnum with one, but missed.
Oh,
No,
the
so
crouch.
personal. Delivers the
13
quick grab.
HP.
That's gonna be the kill. That's gonna be the clutch. The defuse on top.
That was a close 2v3.
So close there for Carmine
He just
Corp, but
crouched the
what
shot,
a way
right?
to
Or did we
turn
even get
that
the shot?
around. Difficulty. You saw both shorties being pulled out by the attackers on the side of Carmine Corp too. Just the confidence to be able to push into that smoke, expecting that maybe it was being stuck the full duration. But now, this is a lead that Carmine Corp had initially
Oh, yeah.
surmounted.
I mean, maybe the
4-1,
crouch makes a diff there.
but regrouping themselves off the back of that thrifty round to just bring themselves back in. The energy that you're
Still think
seeing on
K-Corp
stage is
played the
contagious.
2v3 very well.
It's all adding up here. And, you know, it's not like Carmine Corp.
They've been
are
wanting
without
to do this
pressure
trap
at
play
all.
for a while.
It looks
There's
like they're
multiple
pressuring
numbers
the
here.
C site. Fault line as well as Shasta, but bringing
Oh,
an
that
able
was
hit from
sick.
Marty, that's aggressive.
Yeah,
Finds himself
and
into a
maybe
corner,
they looked
barely
into the fact that
avoids
they
the
just
after
like to
shot.
go
How
see
is
with
nobody
the ult
dying
here.
in that
Like, this was a heavy stack. This was
I
a
mean,
big
think about it,
anti
there's
chat.
a lot of utility
Four
being
people
used
ready for
there,
it.
right? But now
I
it's
think they might be readable
full
with
run away
ults.
back over towards this A side.
'Cause
But
that
Carmine
was
Corp,
the most
they
ridiculous
were sticking
stack.
together as 5 in this round. So lacking that information here over towards Rubble, they will have to take a little bit more time to be diligent about the clear. You see the Prowler going out to guarantee that space is safe.
I mean, they were
Mr.
quick on the
Fallen,
fit to
he's
make the
gonna
rotation.
stay
Mr.
in
Fallon might.
And because he stays in tree, he's got
Correct.
also
Magnum gets his
teammates
ult off
on an
this.
upper angle to
And
deliver
did
the
they just try go
fire
heavy
on
stairs
the
to put the
cross.
ult stairs? Yeah. And then now what? 'Cause this guy, I mean, there's actually two people that are fully wrecked at the moment. The Breach and the Omen. Omen can ult out of there.
Tough here for Ada Captain. He might be able to get out, and Mr. Fallen has got from the shadows to
I was
find
wondering if he was
himself
going to
an
cancel it,
flanking
but
angle.
CNET finds one through the smoke.
That puts him in charge. So
nice
Narate,
trade on that.
eager to get his team back
Keep
into
an eye on
equilibrium,
Mr.
unable to
Fallon.
do so.
Big Jaw.
It's still 3v4. Carmine Corp. All they have to do is hold the spike plant. But look at Magnum. He's so troubled. He hears Mr. Fallen
Magnum's done pretty good, though.
opens up some cover for himself.
He's
but
just
that
buying time.
opens as
Yeah.
well to move into the site. No longer covering it. He needs reinforcements. He's struggling to cover the back line. And
Pretty good. Pretty good from FUT in this situation. I like the
again,
idea from
close up the
K-Corp.
gap
I think
up
FUT
against
handled this
Carmine.
very well, especially
And
Mr.
all of the
Fallon.
success for FUT is coming off the back
Cena
of them
did good to get that
shifting the
kill
way
on the
that they're
plant.
approaching the defensive side. They're playing very passive, again, for those retake protocols. We are seeing that still now in these rounds, but the difference is in the
I'm not
early
entirely
round, they
sure,
are
Blitz. I was
going
talking
for
about this
some
the
of
other
that
day.
earlier information.
Don't fully know.
Instead of letting Carmine Corp take all
Oh,
the space
that's
that they
how,
want.
okay.
Because
I mean,
when they were
maybe
initially
Martin
letting
should have
them
got that
do
kill.
KC were able to clear through spots on the map without nearly as much utility, and now they're being forced to use that a little bit more proactively every round.
Yeah, 100%. And something I think a lot of people are looking towards Carmine is for them not to drop the ball, right? Even if you gain a lead, you can't let it go. And for Carmine so far, they've lost quite a few rounds in a row here. They've had a sizable lead that's just been quashed. Only one round of difference, and now head towards the C site.
It's a well-timed
Mosh pit is
molly
gonna
on this. It
delay,
stops
but not
everyone
gonna
else.
stop Martin anytime soon.
Fado
Nightfall
goes in,
dropping
hits
does reveal a
two.
couple of players' positions,
Razor
but
ult
way
comes
more
in.
than just two
Damn,
players
stun on
out
this
there.
one as well. There's one more.
Interrupting Martin
Okay,
on the
TP'd
cross.
out of there.
Throws
Eats the ult, though.
himself showstopper towards his opponent, and that just allows FUT to
This is a
exacerbate
big
their
buy
lead.
round, right? Did they have to
They are
eco
5
next?
versus 3 and KC in
No,
trouble.
I think they can.
The death ball
Wait,
isn't
no,
working
yeah, they are
anymore here
wrecked.
for Carmine Corp.
Oh.
They need information
super
elsewhere on the
wrecked
map
anyways.
to help with any pivots necessary. FUT feels so comfortable to stack each site to make quick rotations because of it, and they still continuously, no matter
thank you
what,
so much for
will
the
have
gift.
Mr. Fallen
Thank you
anchoring
for
on
the
the
sub.
other side of the map.
Already seeing how valuable Raze is against Carmine Corp's play.
K-Corp can fake C, yeah, it would definitely work well. The rotates are heavy, the util is like everything getting thrown. Does he hear the drop
I
down?
mean, Adacap hears that right there.
Yeah, you gotta think he hears this one.
Moving up now.
Oh, I like this from Magnum though. It does take the higher angle for the swing. Oh, yeah, he saw his
Then
foot.
he would have like drops back. Okay, Carmine Corp need a pick. It's absolutely crucial, absolutely vital. And without it, The chances just get minimized to Margie.
They were really good Omen flash.
But fully blind, not much can be done unless you can clutch this.
Dude, he hit
by
both
yourself.
the Omen.
2 kills in the bag, 3 more for the ace and the clutch, but they
Yeah, FUT have stabilized
the front, and
heavily here.
that's FUT again on the mark, equalizing the scoreline. The comeback is back.
Diligent now 5-5 here, and I know we didn't see as crazy of reactions on the replay on the cameras right now, but earlier on in this matchup, we even saw CNED yelling with his teammates, and that's a look from him that we haven't really seen. He's usually a lot more cool, calm, collected, very chill kind of player. So now I guess, now that he's home, back on a Turkish team, might be feeling those vibes just a little bit more.
For sure, he hasn't been on a Turkish team for a while, so definitely might feel a bit at home after all.
I wonder if they're going to talk about doing a fake here. I'm not even sure if we've seen them fake too much. We've seen them fake with the split comp.
Eng has put a lot of
Not
his
on this map,
responsibility over this roster. He wants to match the glory he's had once upon a time, right? He's been a champion. And the reason I say once upon a time, it's because it feels so long ago. Whether Karmine Corp can be that roster for him is another question, but at least he can.
Oh, they broke. They're sitting around like 3,000.
Definitely feels a lot of responsibility for it as well.
I think that's difficult. I mean, a mad respect to
few
feel
are
all
above.
that responsibility,
Like
but at the same time,
3-1,
it is
3-2.
also up to these players, these 3 duelist players, where 2 of them are being slotted into different roles to actually enact that as well. It's not. You only have so much control of what's going on in the server in that kind of sense. You can see them chatting over this timeout, but I think regardless, narrated specific, I know I talk about him all the time. I'm from NA, I can't stop raving about him, but he has been probably the most consistent player on the team, even when they were losing to Team Heretics.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Bias caster.
Hey.
Confirmed.
Okay, change up in terms of this one around, yeah, like we said, sitting around 3,100, 3,200. They decide to instantly go over towards the B hit. Dizzy Eye goes up over towards Dizzy Eye. Dizzy goes up towards C.
Ooh, double blast pack.
He's hit fast. Yeah, Yedid's all over this one. Trip over towards the side. We've got a cam for the retake as well. All literally hit all 4.
Don't want to let them get any side control. No spike plant for them.
My God.
And straight after the timeout, FUT look to collapse on Karmine Corp. Magnum flashed, concussed, nothing he can do.
Yeah, and they put a Viper into this. I'm pretty sure that I saw that on the minimap.
By the end of this half.
I mean, realistically, you couldn't ask for a better counter to the Viper's pit and then just not giving them the opportunity to even set up. And that's off of KC trying to
breach ults right
change
now.
the pacing, the tempo in that last round compared to the slower starts that they've had into their full-on executions. But now I do wonder, into this last round, now that we have guns back in the hands of Karmine Corp, do they actually slow things down? Do they spread out a little bit
I mean, look
more?
at this, considering the start.
A 1-3 split now.
Yeah.
So a different look. Previously, at most, it was 4-1, usually leaning the majority over towards that C site.
Sure.
But they have to add a little bit more pressure now because FUT, I think, not having that threat are so often able to just keep so much of their utility into those retakes too.
Okay, and no trip early on. We just have a camera this time. Kill trip on C, kill trip on B.
Like to play deathball approach being, well, it's been giving them success really. Why they've already got a win in the bag, and why they were able to compete against Heretics so closely. Well, yeah.
Okay, and they actually don't have any kind of. They lost 3 bits of map control. And so they decide to clear the one over towards A. They get a bit of info over towards B. And are they just going to book it out there and hit C, or are we
maybe a pivot
sticking around?
with B site all taken.
Weird round at the moment. Yeah, the rotate's coming in heavy. 3 people into B, and we said that a fake would work really well, and I mean it has. Never seen a 3-person send it in fake though, to be honest with you.
Scratch that. He himself is the one getting the pick, and he's gone even further.
This was a nice round from them.
Into the A site. He's gone for a journey.
Definitely what was called in the timeout there as well. So timeout, giving them an idea of what to do on the eco round in terms of the round before, going over towards B, and then a lot of ults out of them, and then they actually fake.
Shin just shoots them in front
And
cracks.
FUT had been over rotating, but it won them a good amount of rounds. So.
We'll get one for his troubles. Might make it highlight.
Wait, there's actually some low HPs.
Yeah, I won't get the defuse though.
Dizzy, or he might, unless he gets a shot against Nare here, but no. that's not the case. 6-6. It couldn't be closer as we close.
I mean, both teams will take this.
Time. We knew this match would be close, right? We knew how closely tied these two teams would be, given how they've performed so far. And in this match, in Lotus, it looks to be so.
Oh, absolutely. I know we can't see the timeline right now, but that was 5
Not too late to finally get the right idea in the last round of the half. The problem is once you do one fake, they're going to expect it anyway, so it's normally probably only good for like one if you're playing against a good team.
But they also had a rough start, the ability to come back into that. KC,
you wouldn't worry about it too much
for now, but the momentum, I think, still left.
Obviously, then you can go back to normal sight hitting once they realize that they can't over-rotate, but
you can't feel comfortable to have
I think it's so fun.
At least you slightly stopped it. You slightly avoided it. But entering another half here, this is where we'll be able to see a fight. You know, it's a different idea because Carmen on the defense, on retakes, which is basically the name of the game for Lotus. We'll have to play
experimenting with lots of different comps at the moment. Short term, not great. Long term, pretty good.
This pistol, very slow.
Basically where it's at.
Very familiar to this approach here from FUT.
Because they can always fall back to the other comps, and then they go to big tournaments, and you have to worry about multiple comps, spending half your time on each comp.
Start throwing out some of, maybe narrates utility out from that fade. But again, continuing to kind of cycle these smokes over towards the A site. Little do they know, though, is the Killjoy is actually fully set up for A with Magnum.
In terms of the pistols, 1-0.
Top window on
We'll
B,
try and keep a count on this. What the? Wait, does this
go
into B?
To be able to keep that up. But they're just trying to draw some of that attention towards this B site right now.
Damn.
4 players on KC.
He has a lineup from here that goes all the way into B. And it's just a fake B hit from outside of C. That's really cool. And the rotate goes over towards B. 4 of them clear it. Dude, this was sick. And
how far do they go? Cracks has found himself.
Mr. Fouling goes for the bold plant for Mounds. Starts getting spammed and Cracks spams the guy back.
Being sprayed down.
I missed it, but still, Magnum.
Now what? Vision block for this retake. We're going to have to do spams with pistols.
It's the best angle.
Oh boy, I hate this.
In for this position, but they don't really have vision for it. It's touched once. They are going to start
spamming.
There's
a diffuser down.
Well, line up their shots against
that one worked out pretty well.
Players, and that's FUT finding the lead on the second half.
Just no opportunity to even try and contest that
I didn't like the Omen diffusing instantly. They could have waited for the smoke and then Viper. See, I think you could use this Viper wall better where it would cover instead of it being on the floor. And maybe he missed the wall, but you could do it on the top and that would cover the diffuse as well.
For FUT, KC, they probably did a little bit of their homework. Tried to
think you could get it on both? I'm not entirely sure.
The previous composition. Now, FUT, they bring in a new look to a very quick tournament where you're not necessarily
1-1 in terms of pistols.
That kind of depth in an agent pool and agent composition for these maps at this point. And I'm really liking how FUT look on it because you do have a lot more opportunity to try and set up CNED on that raise with the changes in kits that you have here
100%.
in Cracks and in Mr. Fallen as well.
I wonder if we'll be seeing CNED on a jet later on this series. I think that's something a lot of people are looking for as well, right? Put him into more comfort angle.
I don't know. I think Lauren's going to be more disappointed, yeah.
Maybe.
She's probably watching at home. She's like, CNED now.
Nah, don't do it.
I want you to do it, but I don't know. Been letting Lauren down as of late. But I mean, he's been looking good. I mean, that time with Angel's paying off. It didn't pay off on Navi, but it's paying off on FUT.
It is. It is. And that's going to allow them quickly to get onto 8. Yeah, there's a lot of discussion to be had here with IGL versus IGL Magnum. This is his first project, right? But for Mr. Fallen, this is the best and strongest team, on paper at least, he's ever had.
But they're doing good at selling fake pressure at the moment.
I mean, the
like kind of the opposite of what K-Corp had, where they just grouped at the beginning, where with FUT, they're kind of splitting up all the time. After taking some risks, but he's with the Ghost. It doesn't matter if he goes down, and he can call to the rest of his team to come back over towards A. Sorry, to come back over towards C as they create pressure A. So this was lovely from Astra, and it is the right person taking the risk in terms of the guns.
Imagine if they push through B here. Yes, okay, they can to figure it out, but no. They will get on site on time, but they are.
And Atra's going to be basically in their spawn trying to get that rotates. Yeah, that's a good amount. And who do they want to farm this?
I mean, either way, you would expect, okay, even if
Raze can definitely come over and get some.
Towards C, they don't have the weapons to really contest it.
Hey, don't count out 5 pistols, you know? There might not be power in weapons.
What a weird round on this one in terms of who's going to get the kills. Ata might have owned this by being here. They should expect it. They haven't had this map control for a little bit.
I mean, no, you have cracks.
They have to pick a...
cycling up to that thrash very quickly here, just trying to deny as much as possible.
Ada Captain is going in for the crunches. He's the only player front foot without a weapon to lose, and it's Martin to collect one for himself. And I'm sure FUT aren't willing to take the risk here. Why lose weapons where they can have a really strong bonus with all rifles?
No, it's not worth
Pickup
it.
did very good to not give him any
any
orbs.
sort of sense. It was really
Considering
just
that they were absolutely everywhere and locked in,
and then
they
no
did
matter
great.
what, you're cycling at minimum one of those orbs into the Rolling Thunder. But 8-6 now, FUT off the back of the momentum again. Don't forget, this was a 4-1 start for Carmine Core FUT. They've just been rolling with it thus far, looking very
How did
comfortable.
EG look yesterday? They look
To be
sick.
fair, though, that was just the first 2 rounds of the second half. Like, it was the pistol round, it was the anti-eco round, therefore FUT. This is where things are really on the shoulders of Carmine Core to make this a clean one.
There's a fear at the back of my mind. KC lose this and FUT just carry on winning this entire attack because they love momentum, right? They love being able to control the pace of this game.
They're Turkish.
And exactly for that reason, KC might be a little bit more nervous now on their buy round, knowing how much they cannot afford to lose this. But this isn't a low buy for FUT. It's a bonus, but they've got so many rifles.
Best
a
America's
risky
team,
position here
from what
for
we've seen so
Tomahawk as
far,
well.
probably NRG.
Magnum with the first pickup on
Loud have some
Captain
cool stuff, so
is really nice.
it
Try
might,
and shift that at the very
they
least.
might, if they went head to head,
First step for
NRG
sure.
might struggle
Seems
against
like
that
the
though.
KC players on that B site lining up to go in for a bit of a side push.
Well, do we see a pivot here now towards B? But there's a crossfire being held with the new 50-50.
Oh my.
Yethershade could collapse on this B site simultaneously with the others.
Got the guy in the back.
And Martin deliver everything they have to stop this push from happening.
That is
And Carmine
the
Core
biggest
look to clean
stray
up. Look to
kill
have
I've ever
all 5
seen.
players alive by the end of it. As Yethershade is the only player standing.
Wait a moment.
I mean, he's chilling. Yeah, 40 seconds on the clock. Sure, he might be able to try and find one. But otherwise... But the other thing is
No
surely you do
damage?
try and maybe go for some sort of engagement.
Yeah.
You don't want to
Oh,
kill that
well.
with
lose
5
as much
seconds
as the
left.
All you gotta do is
right?
mention
You
it.
definitely want to do some damage with this Bulldog, but they also know exactly where he is. I know where the spike is, and they know what they could possibly, is left for Yethershade to do. And they also know how good he is, so they might not give him the opportunity.
Fair enough.
Not wanting to lose any of these Vandals. 14 seconds on the clock. Yethershade is going to go for the chase, unable to get a
Done.
kill. That's Carmine Core on the
Buntley,
board with
thank
an
you so much for the
anti-Luffy
prime.
afterwards.
Appreciate you. Thank you for that.
Okay, very nice. That's exactly what you need here for Carmine Core, again, to save that bleeding. But now it's about stringing the rounds together. They got one in the midst of FUT finding that momentum.
Oh,
Here's
poor dude.
another, but you've got to start chaining them to be able to really find.
Okay, you can see, and it is a little...
Yeah.
Things are serious right now. Things are serious right now.
Things are getting real, big time. I mean, this is another reason why why French fans in the arena today can be happy.
I mean,
right
yeah,
now.
and with
French
how
derby
clean they
earlier,
kept this
Detonator
round,
mentality,
this is just
and now they want to see Carmine Core
just a
take,
really important
take
round
success here.
to make sure they can
But
keep
for
money.
now, FUT have taken a quick A-side attack, and it's being greeted by a lot
I
of
like
defenders in
this
this
from
proximity.
K-Corp though. This makes a lot of sense, right? This
The
smoke in
util
terms
that
of the
can be done
one way,
to just
you
stall
hold
out.
heavier
Then looking
over
towards that
towards this
paranoia
corner,
here
and
for
then you can have
Shen.
this one
If
one
FUT
way,
look to commit, not
so they
gonna
can
be the
never
case.
swing.
Instead, they can sense
Yeah, you can
how
omen
much
flash
is
util,
being invested here. Carmine Core
Should get a
chucking
bit of a win in
a
terms of
piece
like how much
from
util has come
nearly
out, but
every
I do
single
like that.
player to push
Can they
that
get there in
rebel
time over towards C?
control away from FUT that
No,
now
it doesn't look like
pivot
it.
over to C.
Well,
Magnum needs to leave
a
the
lot of
site.
damage taken up by Yethershade, I do believe, from those
Spike gets thrown over towards Cracks, who, if he gets a
Still,
kill as
site
well,
taken over.
gets all.
This is the retake we've been waiting
Oh.
for. Ooh, Spike
Well,
in the middle
that's
of
a
the open.
nightmare.
That's not exactly what they would have liked, especially when that captain drops. Suddenly, Carmine
Keep
Core
an eye on
are
the
in
luck over
charge,
to-
in the lead, and Shin's got
Okay,
all
Shin's
up.
got it
They've
covered.
all covered. Mr.
Takes
Fallen
it
trying to
ding.
go for the flank, gets red. And FUT in a big trouble. 30 seconds, and they've got so much to do. Yethershade looking to do some heroics here.
Bro,
but Carmine
little
Core
bro,
group
man.
that together as one
Little
single
bro,
force,
why do we
take
go for this
round
plant?
in their way and find themselves on equal grounds with their opponents.
Yeah, and I think
Man,
that
poor wingman. I think...
What was it like the other day? Yethershade
The
hit
spike
tweet
delivery.
And he was like, just
Yeah.
leave the little
Oh, what, you
guy
want a round?
alone.
Sure.
And he was
There
sent in
you
on
go.
a little solo mission there to plant that spike, but that's also the risky bit. Zaisha's just like, okay, that was clean, guys. Like, let's keep this going.
yeah, and
But the
the
energy you
big,
want to see.
it's a big mistake
put
to make
onto
when
an
you're
eco round.
when you're
Shares
about to
across the
eco
board.
or get ecoed as well. Didn't eco on this
Genuinely
round.
Can't take them out of the equation just yet, all things considered. I think Yedijay, especially in their matchup against Giant X, I believe it was, he's been just so good on those flanks, just being able to find those picks and
They did.
break up
That was
the
definitely
team
a
on the
misunderstanding
defense.
for sure, because no one swung
the
or
name of the game
anything.
For Lotus, really trying to catch everyone
That's
off
a
guard.
nice
There's
kill,
so much
though.
utility on the back lines. It's a difficult one, but Yedijay does get a pick with a Sheriff, which doesn't.
And then it
come
gets a little bit weird because there's a gun down,
too
and normally they
often
want to
in
get
these
the gun, so
situations, giving
you kind of
numbers
got to
advantage.
protect the gun
Yedijay
at the
is
same
good,
time. Good
but of
news is they
course,
have a turret spotting
getting
info if they're
open
going to
and
be
pick
going
by
for
attack.
this. A lot of pressure on the
That's exactly
Omen
what they want.
in
Maybe
terms
an
of Shin
opportunity to
here.
find their way in. The thing is that rifle is way out of reach, and Shin holding this
Marzi?
angle onto Margie, finding a pick towards the other
Again,
side.
Shin's played this
It
great.
does put Karmine Corp back in the driver's seat.
How many are here?
On his own.
Shin knows that it's more
Big
than
flash.
one at the very least. The paranoia to delay
Right.
by a bit of time for
He
this
has
rotation.
everyone is
Stop them in their
miles
tracks, but
away
they
to
are
help
gonna
him
move
out.
in right after that. CNET has
Yeah,
already
and
crossed
that's a
the
gun.
line,
This one
but
could really
Yedijay
go
is quick
bad.
with it right now. Heel falls warm.
They plant this time, you would
Definitely
imagine.
wants to be the wonder kid on the server. No. Well, beautiful neural theft as well. Knowing where all
Takes
the
a
players
dink.
are coming from. And for all
Gets
sudden
out
have
of
a
there.
big
Oh my
chance
god, we
of
got
this,
some low
collecting
HP,
one of the
so
rifles, and it's an
529.
adequate hand. CNET's going to try and do it all by himself
That
here
is
on
a
this
really
one as
good Omen
Yedijay
flash,
is
though.
on low health. Maybe to try and trade his life early. Prowler searching for all these players. They know Mr. Fallen. Those on
Guys?
sale, maybe they don't! Not checked! Miscoms! And FUT bring out
Dude,
the thrifty
there was no
round to upset
rotate.
Karmine
Like,
Corp's
no
buy.
rotate came in for a long time. They
Everyone
really
on
thought there was a
FUT
lark
so
staking over towards
low
B
on
because
that
they really
thrifty
thought that they were
round
going to
as
try
well. That
and
is
get
not
the
what you want
gun
to
over
be
towards B
seeing,
here.
especially after that hunt had gone out. It tagged, I think, 2 to
Like,
3
Shin was just on
players
his
in
own
the
the
side
whole
of
time.
FUT into the
CNET
post
got a
plant,
really
so
important kill on
information
sight as well.
was there. Might have been a bit of a misexpectation coming out from the snake bite on Thomas.
Think it
Just
was that one?
expecting the snake bite to have actually denied that corner there into the post plant, but it was just shy. Regardless, but they're just looking so clean. I feel like their synergy has just been everything lately.
We're definitely seeing an antithesis in emotions here from Zaysh. One round he's over the moon, the other he's punching his
They're
hands.
short against a
And,
Fatal.
Yeah, I can't blame him. It's a
They
rollercoaster.
push
Karmine
C,
Corp
and
taking
this
them
time they
through
have a
the
bit of a
emotions.
bait, and they have been going late C,
And,
so
in
this
the meantime,
might.
you can see some very far placement here.
Does
from
that actually
Marzi.
just stop them, or are they just
I
going to
like
wait
this,
it out?
though. Karmine Corp haven't really gone for this style of aggression.
Stun
before.
does it
reach
hit?
Dizzy, not quite sure if it does,
Oh,
but it
Dizzy's
does.
wrecked him.
It does, so they'll pre-fire it. Martin.
Oh my god, look at the util dump.
Oh, wait a minute! There was a
He
wall
nearly
that
did
could have
good.
gotten some
He
kills
nearly
there,
got
but
out
no.
of there.
Instead, it is going to be equilibrium as a fight still ensues. Sin is in the middle of it, and he's a master of this fight. The Thrasher will stop Shin from moving. So it
Can't
is an
believe they
easy
went
pick
out
for
for all of
Cracks, but
this.
he's got a lot more to do in this 1 versus 2.
Thomasy's positioning right now, though,
Yeah,
knows
he
that
really
FUT
wants
are
his
not
ult.
going for that rotation. Magnum just has to live.
Cracks helps out by throwing the wingman in,
Nicely
but
done from
Magnum's
Magnum.
got that corner covered and is not allowing Cracks to move back. That's Karmine Corp right back in the fight.
Don't leave him hanging. He was going for props, guys. Come on. But man, good read there from Karmine Corp. Thomasy being able to call that rotation over towards A wasn't going to be happening. Look at this. Man, that was all
nice
Shin
shots.
that
Yeah.
round, especially
Nice
after
shots to this
Martin
round.
gets caught out. The utility dumped on him to guarantee that pick, but then you just use Mount. Let's go, let's go.
Jin did
There's a
the
reason why
smoke
Shin
tech
is
I was
really
talking about
taking
earlier.
from last year.
The
Karmine
lower
Corp, he
one
is
way,
insane.
yeah.
Like when Chaos ensues, he's a master of it. Doesn't care.
Dude, you'd be
No,
surprised how
and
many
that's the
people don't
thing
know
is
about
the way
that.
that Karmine Corp were even handling
Especially like Omen
the
mains.
roster
Not the
changes when
safest
Ed
in
came
Omen
in.
main,
It was
but
everyone had to retrial. So Shin wasn't just retained because of his
Yeah.
contract or anything like that. He retrialed.
It's a
he
smoke
made the cut
tech.
again. Same
Just
thing
when you have
with
your
Zaysh,
V here and
their
you're lining up your
assistant coach,
smoke, you go
that
like
kind of regard. So
it's
speaks a
different
lot
heights,
as
right?
to how
But
much
so
they
you know
believe
your
in
V
Shin
when
as
you're
a
lining
player.
up a smoke, it
100%
goes
FUT
green.
going into
Like if
thinking
you do
for
your
another
V,
time,
like if it's
a lot
like
to be
here,
said.
it will be higher. If you do like your
Of
V
course, it's a
lower,
back and
then
forth,
it
right? And
will
a lot of these
be lower
situations
basically.
come
It'll be a
onto
lower
microplays on
one
site,
way,
is
so
whether
that you
you're
can
not
spot feet
clearing
better.
angles,
Basically,
one
you
way
can
or
have a height
another.
adjustment.
It's a very close affair.
But everyone
Just
just
the
does it at the
smallest
top
of
and lets it
mistake
drop.
can influence
Where
the
actually you can
outcome of a
like
round.
do it low down and it sticks in the wall.
Ooh.
So you just
Right.
want the lowest possible green arrow.
He's got
Depends
a
what you
chance.
want to do.
I mean,
But
what?
yeah,
This
normally.
is the third time that they've tied up so far. And it's just map
Sometimes
one.
you get it too low that you
Just
can't
map
see.
one. You and I have two
So you
best
don't want
of
to do
threes
it
to
all
go
the time,
today.
though.
On top
Depends
of
on
that,
the
like,
situation.
It's gonna be a long one, I think, here for FUT versus Karmine Corp. And
This is the best
decider
example over towards
of
C because you
Group
can do
A.
it so low that they can never get an angle. Whereas if you let it drop here, what happens is they can crouch and just see this angle. So it's pointless.
Information that was being sought. Karmine Corp trying to jiggle the one way over towards Seaside. A left open until Magnum has
We had a good example of it earlier,
They've been
and
very
then now this in
comfortable
terms of
with
them doing
that
it.
since Magnum has just kind of been playing over towards stairs, playing over towards
Low bite
top
goes in,
B,
double.
just to ensure
Oh man,
that Killjoy utility
we got
is up and
got some
ready,
potential.
but more than happy
Do
to
they
play more of that retake towards that A site. There are a lot more
consider
avenues
using
to actually try and find that space on as a defender.
Razor on
the
Eco?
side right now,
Fruya,
situation
thank you
right
so
now
much, man.
trying to
Thank
be
you, thank
gathered.
you. Good to see you, mate.
You can see a
Thank you for the 20.
swing here.
Hope everything's going good.
But otherwise, FUT have got their eyesight onto B, smoking one of these entries. Snakebite into
Hey,
the
that's a nice wingman
delay.
lineup, though. It checks a lot.
branch, and it will stop them in their tracks. Will make them rethink. 44 seconds on the clock. There are a couple of rifles that can do a lot of damage. As a matter of fact, placing them.
Yeah, and they
at the
might
right
have just
point
used
at
the
right
util that
time.
lets
Two
them go in
lurks,
here. Does
one in B,
UTJ
one in C, and
want to
it's
take a
Mr. Fallen that
time
might
in?
come in contact first, or even could be Yelige.
What is going on? He can at least cause this extra smoke has gone down, so this goes down to 15. We're doing a one-pass and fake, and one of the latest pushes over towards C. And UTJ actually does okay here. Oh, it's nice, Melons. They're trying to go B. Real close. They will be able to plant just.
On 14 seconds to spare, now only finally take the
Real close on this
I mean,
one.
great patient calling coming
I
out
actually
from
do think that
Magnum, right?
UTJ did
You're working
good.
towards that Seaside. No one moved. And
He at least got the
actually
util out of them.
extended here in this 5v4.
Yeah, that's the chase after Mr. Fallen here right now. They know exactly where he is, but Krax is trying to stave his teammates'
Look
life
at
into
this
the stun.
util.
That's
Oh
not
my
what he
goodness,
would
that
like,
Sun
but
Swarm
still,
was good.
He's got time to replenish himself, recover. Oh,
Wait, they're
Karmine
all
Corp, you
coming
need to
from
move
here?
quickly, and you're
Ah,
running out
mate,
of
they might have
utility
messed
to
up.
try and deal with this blast pack to allow Martin to find an out to angle. Mr. Fallen with the Sheriff can be so dangerous at the upper angle. That is insane, but is going to be
Nicely
used in
done from
time,
Magnum. He was
and that
patient on
means
this the whole
that
time,
Karmine Corp
distracting
come
that
out on
guy.
top. Number superiority does take the cake
Ooh,
in the end,
they just
and
got
do
out of there.
retain the lead.
Took 2 ultimates there from Karmine Corp, and don't forget, FUT
Yeah,
only had
fade-
2 rifles
fade
that they
and
were
raise.
with into that round. So it did get expensive. I think that gives you a bit of an idea too.
I mean,
Karmine
they nearly
Corp,
lost an
felt
eco,
the
really.
need
Well,
to actually
two
use
hero
those
guns.
ultimates to see if they could close it out.
Considering
double digits early
10
on.
seconds to get the plant,
It's a little bit.
4v5,
It really looked like he was
only
able to
2
use that
guns.
showstopper to
It's a
begin
little
with.
bit too close. 2
It was
ults.
on the money there.
Yeah.
And I was on the money that
Like
shot.
1 ping, 2 ping of difference. I mean, they're all on land. It doesn't make a difference, but you know.
Atta
if
one
you were
away from
elsewhere,
his ult in
it
terms
could've.
of breach.
Too close for comfort though.
Indeed.
Like either way, no matter how you cut it. Okay. Again. Early Rebel control. Or not Rebel, Mound control here on the side of Karmine Corp, showing that very early presence here on the defense.
In the meantime,
Are K-Cup going to disrespect
FUT
this?
take onto the right-hand side, and they've actually pushed up quite far forward.
No.
Yeah, a different look, and this time you actually don't
Omen
have
ult
Magnum's
checks
utility
tree and
there
they
to
stick
stall.
it.
Instead, you're going to be relying on Tomazy for it.
Yeah, we're just straight up
Free control
A-hitting
in the
this
hands of
one.
FUT here
Magnum
too.
has his ult to retake,
retake,
and most people
But we're
use their
also
ult
looking
over
towards
towards
that
hero
lockdown.
over here,
That's
but
why
now,
we're seeing that A-side
this
FB.
one, like this little square,
A lot of noise
is the
on this
position for
A
sure.
side, and Tamaji can hear
Oh,
it
but
all.
with this
All he
plant,
has
you can
to do
just
is
do the
wait
heaven
for his
one.
team to come in. Nice angle here from Krax to try and fend
Yeah, let's
off
see
some
how
of
FUT handle
these
this.
off angles. Lockdown for
I
Magnum.
mean,
That's
that
going to
gets
allow
spammed,
everybody
right?
to vacate the site, but I have a feeling, I have an inkling FUT are going to try and fight for this, and Karmine Corp are ready for it. Showstopper in for it. Doesn't close down the lockdown in time. It does actually, and he gets a pick before he drops. Krax
Holy,
tries
Martin
to
does
deal with
great to
Martin
get
as
that
he crosses
kill.
forwards, but it's all too
Breach
much.
ult goes
Rolling
in, doesn't
Thunder
hit anyone.
Doesn't hit a single player. Yelige makes his ground known, but
Big
it's
2 on
not
2, but it's a
mattering
good
at all.
plant for them. Damage goes
2v2
in,
on the
can't get that
spike
half.
already. Aftershock going to delay it. Every
Man's
single
low.
player of Karmine Corp is low. Flash is perfect. No one can see a thing, but Magnum is good for it. Yelige doesn't need to do a thing. All he has to do
No
is delay,
time on
and
that one.
Magnum knows that even though he gets the kill, he has to run, has to save the gun, and the round goes to FUT to keep these teams on equal ground yet again.
The confidence that
Everyone
you have to
goes
have
down.
if you're seeing it to go for
No
that
money.
showstopper. It was a risky one coming out. I was surprised at where Magnum elected to throw that down. I guess they felt comfortable with the stairs control, but it's so open to get that line of sight to destroy it. And even though it was a trade of an ultimate, for an ultimate here, you can on stage, on the end there, you see one of the players, his sleeves are rolled up right now. But so
It's getting hot in here.
it's getting hot. It's getting serious. You don't want any of that limitation to your mobility with your mouse arm when you're going for those big swings. And
It all matters at the end, right?
Okay,
All
this
makes a difference.
really
Aerodynamic.
is.
I
At
I mean, it's a game
10-10,
of inches, right? You got to be
Everyone-
able to perform at your best. And
yeah, well, I
as
say
soon as
everyone,
bothering the
but
mouse
pretty
movement,
much.
lit up.
This will be 2-4, so a 3-5 will be fine.
Different look though this time from FUT. Again, that
But there's
early
8
rubble
people.
control, the early pressure. This
Sorry,
time
7
Magnum
people that
shifted
can't
back
buy
over
next.
towards A because he doesn't have that lockdown to play with. Cena just looking to pressure some of the
They're actually
utility,
kind of set
try
up
and
for this B
force it
split at the
out
moment.
early.
Wait, what the?
Yeah, he hasn't been able to do so thus far, but Yetajay moving
They don't
forwards. He's missed some
box?
crossing
And
to the
does
the
this
right,
bait
which could
work?
be the demise,
Yes,
and
it
exactly
does.
That's what's
And then do
happened.
they now insta want to
And
just
that's, Carmen Corp
send it
in the
into a
lead.
B
They've got the
split?
numbers. It's a matter of what they do with it now.
Man, Shin was just the bait, and you had Martin holding the line. Dizzy up over towards this A site, drawn quite the rotation, but B is free now. Mr.
Yeah, they
Fallon's
can just
walked
call
all
them
the way
going
in.
towards B.
Which gives the call to the rest of the team to move
Broke
in
the
that
turret, but I'm
direction
pretty
as
sure
well, with
Killjoy
40
was too far away
seconds
from the
to
turret
spare.
anyway.
Get the plant down.
Plant goes
And with
in,
a pick,
one more
they're
kill
right
away
back in the
from
same
Fish.
position as their opponents, and that's
CNED
exactly what
does
happened.
okay, but he
CNED
sees
gets one.
numbers.
He does get traded though.
Yeah, they saw so many
Crucially
numbers,
enough,
they need to
keeping
take
Carmen
some map
Corp
control
on
elsewhere.
the steering wheel for now.
Shin so
This was
forward.
nice. They
Does
create
have a
pressure over
paranoia
towards
to
here,
work
and then
with
they
here, though,
insta-group.
into the retake. Just not sure.
So the pressure's already
FUT, we're gonna look for one of the
over
lanes
towards
to
Hobbit,
try and
and they
deny
just
that retake.
decide
Satchel out.
It's going to be hotly
to
contested.
just
though. Carmen
straight
Corp
go
moving
into
in all
sight.
directions,
Mistime
checking the
this
back of the
a
site,
little
no
bit,
one
but
is there. They've got to clear out
not a good
cracks.
plan
They'll
for
stun
them.
in this direction. On the spike, diffusing, and players being human shields right now. As they do get sprayed upon, they do end up dropping one by one. And so will Martin by the end.
my
Magnum,
goodness.
again, running out of time, being the final player alive for Carmen Corp. Time
4v5 is a nice recovery on this. Oh my, this one got close.
Mr. Falling can hardly believe he won that.
I mean, I think Carmine Corp just taking a little bit too long on those retakes, very hesitant. You had Shin playing so far back over towards Waterfall, concerned that FUT had pushed the issue over towards that C-Link. No presence there, of course, but just really not having the opportunity to find that space. And that's also part of the importance of keeping that A-Link control there on the side of FUT. You just need to deny some of these areas over towards the defenders. The energy here for FUT, the excitement after that round as Carmine Corp, they find
Hey, this
themselves
cam gets a lot of
on a
info.
bit
They hear
of an
one taking the
awkward
orb, they
ride
see another
here.
one.
Semi-eco
And
with a couple stingers
don't want to just
forced in
insta push in towards C.
alongside a hero rifle.
Rotate is
and a
heavily
magnet.
coming in.
Eyes here.
Fish ult goes
on
in,
Martin
gonna have
with
to
that
leave the
showstopper.
site.
No one
They're here to fast flood.
Go all the way around. Only one crossing so
And
far
it's
for
only-
Carmen Corp. This is a difficult
it is
one for
only
them.
Mr.
Martin's
Fallon
gonna
in
do a lot of
sight.
the heavy lifting with that
And they
Vandal,
pivot
but
over
it's
towards
close proximity
B,
fight, so Stingers can
and
also
he
pack
wins
quite a
probably
punch,
the
but
most
Corp
important
Magnum,
duel that wins in
he
this
drops.
round,
He's
you
the
would say.
first one to do so as well. The smoke does deteriorate, and Martin
Oh
gets
my
it.
god, he popped an ult.
But thrown, but it's not necessary. Martin drops,
Wait.
but it's still Carmen Corp with a lot of players on this
Cage,
B
the
side,
fact they
and
can't
that's
push
exactly
through that
what
kind of
we're heading
saves
towards right now.
UTJ here.
The
Or
pivot
not.
back away. I mean, they drew some attention. Shin and Tomazi there. But Tomazi now alone over towards the C site.
He can hear Yetajay doing so much noise.
Yeah, that
And
dude
with the Euro
Yetajay,
left, spotting out
he's
all
in
of
a
these
rough spot,
players,
but he did so good.
it's gonna alarm
They
the
realize
bells
they can
and
just
to
send it
move
over
towards
towards
this
A
A
at the
site.
moment.
It's
Can get a
really good
plant
call for
after
them.
decides to just hold all of this
Really
down.
great timing. They've upgraded their weapons as
Ooh.
well.
30 seconds left.
Ooh, stun, trying to take the fight once again, but Neri gets
Good
away.
plant
Yeah,
for
the wingman is doing all the spike
This
planting.
wrap.
The rest of them can
Hobbit.
focus on the fights.
They might just
We have a
push
trip
back
behind.
straight in towards B
They do
and
have
over
vision
towards
block.
stairs,
They have an
as we
omen
have
flash.
free control here
And they could.
from
Oh, they had
Yetajay.
Fade Eye as well, but they need to clear back of
Not the
sight.
best weapon in this position. The smoke off to limit the far angles. On the spike already. This is going to be a spray
Wait,
game here for
wait,
FUT.
wait,
They don't
wait,
need to see
wait,
their
wait,
opponents.
wait,
They're
wait,
gonna try
wait,
and
wait,
spray
wait,
towards
wait,
the
wait,
right. I think
whoa,
the
whoa.
spike is just a
He
little
has
bit too
fully
deep.
stuck it.
Just a
Wingman
little
once
bit too
again,
far away from
planting in the
FUT.
corner.
This
He
direction.
decides to
Oh,
go
he
right on
might
the
get
edge here.
kills.
Vision block was there,
The
and
defuse is successful. And for that, it's equilibrium for yet
don't want
another
to say
time.
that's the
They
second one
needed
that Wingman's cost him a
shift
little bit
in
here, but
energy onto the side of
kinda
Carmine Corp.
is.
Again, neck and neck.
there's a
What,
problem with this guy.
fourth time now,
You
fifth
got to be
time
careful
now?
when you
I'm
put the
losing
spike down,
track
when you're
of
sending them
how
off.
many times
doesn't
these
matter.
two have just traded rounds back and forth. Now, it's FUT. The difficult spot that they're in here, as far as that economy goes, a lot had been expended in the last couple of rounds, but
Dude, that forces him
Carmine
down
Corp
to an
doing
eco.
So well, that paranoia, so much value.
Yeah,
into
Cracks
that.
definitely
It's like
needs
these
to
two teams
be
have thrown
way
lassos
more
at each
careful
other,
with his
just
plants at
tugging.
the moment. Been so
time
costly.
and time again.
The back and forth.
It really is. Everyone's got a leash on each other. And again, they put a lot of effort earlier onto this round. Deal with that utility in the A site. Time and time again, we see the same thing. But this time it's Tamaji on the defense of the A site. He's got a snake bite to delay it even further. He uses a
Oh,
Viper's Pit.
they'll take that as a
Doesn't want
win.
to take any chances, no risks.
This is a weird Viper pit because actually I think you could sneak up the left of stairs because it doesn't spread fully and kind of just covers it. Not that they're going to, but yeah, I was going to say, boss man, your head showing.
Mr. Fallen somehow still alive. Stun clearing out a lot of space. Look how far Fallen. Mr. Fallen is pushed.
Nade's good.
Doesn't matter because the shorty will do it. See it. Showstopper. Will he find anyone? Yes, he will!
Oh!
And the captain helps!
I had to save him. Does CNED throw the hero gun off to someone? He's got 25 HP.
Will it be enough though as he is low in health? Yes, it is.
Or
now, sprayed out the captain again with a classic, doing so much damage.
Attic gets 3 with a classic.
And it's a thrifty that get them on map points.
Free gun, by the way. Look at
and he saved, like, he's such a savior. He saved CNED. CNED then gets another kill because of it.
I don't think KC come back from that one. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm a Carmine Core fan.
How did they get away with this? Every single time
he saved him twice.
Weapons, Carmine Core just dropped.
Dude, look at the dodging that he's doing.
Captain's pistols, whereas Yenajay's pistols, CNED's
dude, CNED rarely gets hyped.
I don't think I've ever seen CNED get out of his chair before.
Oh yeah, we've seen him before, but it's been a while.
Well, yes. That's what I mean. It's been a hot minute since we've seen that energy.
Competitor for worst one I've drawn for a while.
Been that long, so I feel like that doesn't mean
one chance
whatsoever.
But still, Magnum only pick. Are we going to see a topsy-turvy of topsy-turvies? Like, is this an upside-down day? Are pistols going to be taking it? Obviously, it's only Magnum.
Guess it was a normal duel there.
Some shape or form of a bigger weapon.
KC finding themselves at least an advantage with Mr. Fallen being taken down, so no smokes available here.
This is bold from Martin.
Really only going to look towards some of the cages from Yenajay, but they've already been utilized.
Martin on rat duty. And boy, oh boy, is he good at this job.
Looks like.
And it's a turnaround yet another time.
Beidou as well.
Captain trying to do it all by himself, rolling thunder thrown in their direction. They're concussed, they're stunned, but also at the same time they are blind.
Lovely.
Shin comes in,
overtime, of course.
And that's overtime.
Yeah, Martin really
gets
paid for playing. I mean, it was a bold position. It kind of all went down to them checking it or not.
Going into that potential last round of map number 1. The fact that they're going off of getting thrifted with a 3-piece from a classic and still able to carry this energy forward, not letting it get to them. And it's a decently young team as well. Again, the rookies coming in here on the side of Carmine Core to still play in a manner of level-headedness. And okay, got some nice art there for the FUT fans.
Gotta appreciate the art. Gotta appreciate the art, of course. We've got a lot of FUT fans in the stadium, as we've you know, it's been a long already
EDG almost lost.
A long map for these
I mean, Wolves by the sound of it look pretty good. And they use some
honestly,
apparently they've been using some
we're not seeing it
new
from
stuff.
Any of these teams. They're not really finding what 100% works for them because they've tried things multiple times. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. It's a matter
of change nothing.
Millimeters.
I think my light's broken or something, so it's just not. It's just everything looks different.
It's whoever hits the shots, really. That's what we're looking at on this one.
I mean, what I like about the fact that Carmine Core are taking the timeout right now is they started losing out on the attacking side into the second portion of that first half, where FUT were playing a little bit more forward, that information. Carmine Core were starved for some of that map space and also just overwhelmed in a lot of those retakes as well, forcing a lot more of that utility out early here on the attacking side.
Nothing crazy.
But again,
no one buying anything mad on this one. No ops.
Those 5-person rushes, those 4-1
Do we see K-Cop throwing a...
The
K-Cop started struggling on their attack, and then at the end, they threw in the fake, and it worked well.
Yeah, but it's all too real.
Let's keep an eye on what they decide to go for this.
Find themselves on the attack foot.
Always smoke over towards C. Disrespect it fully.
Necessary to put a team in the lead here, get map number 1 under wraps. Left-hand side presence for both teams, but one definitely favored in numbers.
I mean, the plan might just be to try and cycle Martin up into that showstopper for the explosive entry. But again, that camera over towards Mount, not revealed early on this time, so.
He's used that cam so many times.
I know, I'm
but
surprised
when has
that
he actually helped? I don't know.
There's been a couple times where it's gotten that information.
I think
So,
they're just looking for it, right? No, okay, they're not
They,
going to shoot it out. It
yeah,
just made the sound
they
effect.
tried to take a timing on this one. It was a really nice call on this one. Camera goes out. They waited for it to check and then get out of it. And then once they heard him get out of the cam, they started walking, and then they were just going to burst no matter what. Yedajay gets a big
maybe now
kill.
they'll respect them and take the numbers fight after the spike is planted.
Very nice way to pull back. You also have the full kit of cracks here into the retake.
Yeah, Karmine Corp not happy with it yet. They want more picks here.
Uncomfortable.
They do pick up Yettajay. Spike.
Still no
Quite gone
clan.
down because of the sprays. They're scared. They're fearing this position.
I mean, FUT have so much to work with, right?
20
Not much
seconds.
time on the clock. Karmine Corp need to put
Yeah,
that
they're
spike
scared
down
of getting
and they need to put it
spammed.
down now.
So they go aggro here.
Start to spray in that direction.
Did they
Back
expect
to the
Magnum
side, trying
close?
to pick up Tamaji. Unable to do so. It's Martin out into the open. Collected, picked up. Magnum. Oh, he's closed up the gap. Magnum. What a sneaky bugger. But Anna Captain taking him down in time. It draws it back to a 2 versus 2 with Karmine Corp on top. And Tamaji is leading the charge on the C side.
Buys the shorty in overtime.
Oh
my.
Might have turned it all back around.
He's
Replenishing
so low.
himself as a Viper's Pit is dropped.
Yeah,
And Shin again
back.
to the captain. The time
Damn,
is
nicely
running,
done from
and
Shin
Shin's
here.
bullet finds out a captain's
Runs
eyes.
are
That's
runs
gonna
are
be
very
Karmine
close.
Corp
I like the
on
idea
lead
though.
in
I
the
did
first
like the
round
idea. I
of
thought the idea
OT.
was good.
Oh, you saw just like
Ryan,
the
thanks so
sign
much
of
for the raid.
perfection coming out
Appreciate it.
from
Thank you.
Martin when he was talking with the team and whatnot.
Sounds
Of
like you
course,
got a pretty good
It
game.
was down to the wire, so not too much excitement seen from the teams there on stage. But regardless, that was a dicey head-to-head because I think between Ada Captain and Shin, it's a toss-up on who wins that 50-50.
Big time, right? Who wins it in this situation? And again, down to the wire. And Zaysh, the passion in it is all that is required, really. It's all a passion project at the end of the day, right?
It's all vibes.
It's all vibes. And Karmine Corp are full of it, but can they maintain it?
Really
good at interrupting those
really
vibes and
bold
putting
with that
them
one. I
into
like
the
it though.
thinking corner.
The cage to kind of disrespect this.
Now, no one's on one
Dude, so
foot.
much contact
It's,
play.
running for FUT
What
into this
the?
A side, but they've left Tamaji live.
This nade's
And over
great.
to Tree, they might be in trouble.
Kind of wrecks his teammate though.
He's low, 90 points of health.
Cena
but
gets a
Anna
kill on
Captain
Heaven
surely
as well.
do it. No
Oh man,
way.
he's
3
doing
versus
great.
5 as FUT
Dodging
got the
everything.
advantage. Cena, bottom corner, and Martin needs to check it. Prowler does check that position. They know exactly where he is.
Dahoot with the 8 months. Thank you so much for the prime, mate. Appreciate you.
Oh, Shin had to win that fight. He had to win it. No worries.
No, 2v5.
Trying to do a
not much
fake
you can
drop.
do.
Absolutely not. Cena needs to come off huge. Well, no, Martin and Narrate need to come off huge. Paranoia towards Martin. Cena first shot. Well, it looks like it's all crumbling under pressure here, and the
they go
overtime
again.
streak will continue. And Andalucía flawless.
You can really see that they talked about their after plant positions. That's where Cena
Think difficult.
has
We've
definitely
seen
found the
Tamazi, I
gap.
think,
They
playing that
heavy
tree
prioritize like
positioning
holding on to tree.
pretty
But
frequently
every single
here on the
time,
defense,
Cena
and
doesn't have to
I
worry
think
about the
FUT
tree
have
guy,
done
everyone
very
else
well
does,
to
and he just
protocol
makes
that
sure that he can
position,
get everyone
ensuring
else
that
that is
they're
like
constantly
focusing on
crunching,
trying to help the
pressuring
person that
tree
is
as the other
surviving in
players
tree.
flood over towards A short. So if we do end up seeing another defense side on the side of Karmine Corp, I would love to see that adjustment to not leave.
I like it.
Tamazi
Literally
on
every
an
time he's on
island
site, he
there
is
where
just
he's
getting
not
to this
really able-
position
he
or
can
this
delay for so
position,
long with those snake
and
bites
everyone
once
else
he runs
focuses
out.
here.
Not much he can do if he's unable to even get those picks and getting util dump. But now, FUT back on the defense and Karmine Corp on the attack.
It's always this extremity control.
Same-
We keep on
Yes.
seeing that fight.
Same camera, same
of these
boombot.
angles, of the space of these orbs.
FUT more than happy to take the other side of the map, though Rebel control deeper than what we've seen them risk
Cross map,
previously.
K-Corp.
Allowing an extra player
Well,
Cena to move into
I
this
guess C9 would call it, but
And
they
Krax is
missed
also
this one,
joining
right?
in on that,
Oh no,
which
perfect.
vacates the B side.
Again, when
Karmine
this
Corp
goes
will
up,
be happy to
double
take
block
off
of the
their
visions,
hands.
that might keep
Yeah,
multiple
the two
numbers
over
here, but they
towards
do
A, the
have
ones
the
with the
camera,
kit
that's
to
the big
delay
one.
there
If this
as
camera
well,
breaks,
just
now
to
the
buy
smoke
that
can get
time
way
for
more value.
rotations from the cavalry. The
Yeah,
Karmine
and
Corp
this is
haven't
just
committed to
pretty
anything
much
quite
all of the Cypher
yet.
util gone apart from
Thing
the
is,
trip.
sure, you have that lurk wall from Tamazi on the side of Karmine Corp, but with FUT's positioning, it's all for naught.
And at the 45-second mark, the push is still to take place. Oh, there's 2 players on site here, and it's going to be a direct contention. Oh, this is messy. Who comes out on top on this one, especially when you're peeking out
Oh.
a smoke strike? Karmine Corp,
Wait,
thinking you miss it.
3 of them.
KC are dead.
They won 3
I mean,
individual
utility
jewels
dump
there.
there. They didn't use nearly as much to try and clear over towards Mount, not running into the players of FUT, and now the Viper's Pit
back on site here.
Yeah, they're not taking any risk. Obviously, yeah, it's an overtime. You're going to lose a Viper's Pit early on, so you don't take any chances. Drop it in. The best opportunity you get.
Oh,
It's missed the fall in, but
are
they
they
know
all
where he is
holding
now.
their shorties? They are all holding their
That
shorties
is
out.
so sneaky.
Or toxic.
Yeah, I mean, they're in a Viper's Pit. Of course it's toxic.
That's so good.
Anare, that's a triple for his name, Carmine Corp. They've got another
Yeah, it seems to
chance
be
to close out
whoever
map
can win their
number 1.
defense round.
Cheeky plays to keep it fun and light, even though the tension is there on the stage. 14-13. 1 round here for Carmine Core on FUT's map pick to take the first one. But again, the back and forth has been absolutely maddening to watch.
Oh, it has been. And no doubt FUT take a time out here. The thing is that both teams get to speak with their coaches. I love it. I love it so much. But yeah, this is Valorant, everybody, and it's a close one for this. Carmine Court, this is not the first time they've gotten themselves in the situation where they can close it out. FUT in trouble. They don't want to let Lotus go, right? This is their map pick, and moving into bind, they would wish they'd have the map advantage, right? In this series, it's an elimination game. If you're only just joining us, they are 1 game away, 1 match away from entering the play-in stage to maintain their position here in kickoff. And 1 match away also from being eliminated.
Yeah, and it's a long time for whoever gets eliminated until the next time we'll see them, right? And of course, even after play-ins, only 1 player makes it out of there and into the actual playoffs of Kick-In.
One player? Only 1 player? 1 team.
One team, one team. Okay. You knew you were picking up what I was putting down.
That'd be a different tournament. Yeah, 1v1 Valorant.
No thanks.
No thanks. Yeah, this is better.
It's way more entertaining.
J-Rod Supreme, the tier 1. Thank you so much.
We're seeing a bit of an
the J-Rod.
Thank you, mate. The Odin for the first time. He didn't really get the chance to on the second
The
half.
rate is 25-15. Martine 24-21. Everything's pretty even for FUT at the moment.
I'm curious. You're going to see him actually over in that tree position instead. So the adjustment was made. Tamazi will not be in that tree spot. And Nero, with that fade utility,
3 people.
Full advantage of the wall bangs if you want.
Debatably, on defense, these are the 2 best agents to have. The Killjoy, a Viper.
I like this setup though. Turret gets shot, you just molly.
Poison Cloud and
Problem is they've been using a lot of util there, so yeah, same thing, just different position now.
This is looking to be an explosive one, and that Snake Bite will look to delay, then Paint Shoal and Stun to the back of the site.
CNED's all split up from the team now too.
It's a matter of being able to keep the rest of the team back and allow Carmine Corp to come in on time. Tamaji, do you fight this Magnum as well?
They're committing.
Yeah, the commitment from FUT, but Casey drop back.
Yeah.
This is a 5 versus 5 retake.
It's all about the retake. We have Martin's nade. Shin has his flash. Narrate has everything. So they have nade Teva, and there are a lot of people that this could potentially hit.
Instead of falling back.
Here comes nade Teva.
Paranoia from Shin, it's still available. Mr. Falling can't say the same for himself. Out of Captain close and personal.
Oh my, how?
Just jumps above everybody and gets one,
this trip keeps getting people on site.
The back of this site, which puts Carmine Corp at a disadvantage.
The trip got 2 people.
It goes, but is it enough? It's up against 3, but he might just do it.
God, bro.
On an upper angle,
imagine.
And it's back to another round of overtime.
UJ did great here as well. His trip got 2, even though somehow Martin gets a kill with a shorty.
On the side of FUT, the rising star here within the Turkish scene. I need a breath actually after that round. I need a second to digest that. As
yeah, the Odin madness. He just never stops shooting.
It got chaotic.
Yeah, on the one hand, you got someone cosplaying an aeroplane. On the other, you've got someone cosplaying Rambo. What is that, Nari? That was incredible. Gets 3 out of nowhere. We thought it was over. It was a 1v4. Made us crap our pants for a sec.
Okay, we still on the whoever can win the defense side, and everyone just keeps hitting C.
By any of them to close out map number 1.
Been a lot of C this whole game.
Different look. Again. I say different look, but also not really at the same time. But again, that rebel control, just denying the value that comes out from that.
The spam miss, so they get the shorty out to break the camera. They realize that they create good amount of pressure. Most likely, but there's huge question mark. You would imagine that Cracks goes over and throws his Dizzy up.
the deep push that you would see with the dive coming in from Martin, but now Rebel being threatened here.
Yeah, and Mr. Fallen's a very deep. They know he's in that.
Oh, the stun is great.
From Adacaptan could be gorgeous. Paranoia.
Yeah, and the wall's going to have to go back down soon. And then you could potentially one-way this, and they missed their cue.
And that's what I talked about before, about choosing Mr. Fallen and Adacaptan to be the ones to play disruption over towards Rebel, the time they can buy for the rotation.
He's lucky to be alive.
Mr. Fallen playing with a lot of health right now. He's still sticking around.
Yeah, that's a lot of health. You can say that. 27? 27? 27. It's so low. But still, look how far they're going to be pushing through. Narrate, Dry Peak doesn't care. Magnum as well. One after the other. Carmine Corp finding supremacy on the attack. They seem to be
yeah, and they just win all the Angels on site there. Yeah, they wanted to try fight site, but it's like they flooded and then they didn't really have util, so they were just trying to win individual duels, and then no one actually really had any like good crossfires, and they were taking different angles.
It looks like they'll be the ones on the hot seat to close this all out.
Yeah, nothing that AJ can do in this situation. Toxic screen up, you have to push past it. Everyone's just going to be staring you down.
Be a wonder child, be a veteran. A 1v4 in this situation is impossible.
Just don't dive the shorty.
Well, you might find one consolidation kill by the end of it, but it's 15-14. Carmine Corp
Let's see if they can get their one on defense.
You can see Magnum is spinning bars right now in the
Bro, Magnum's
IGL.
got like 3 fans next to him.
Prepping for the next round
Taunting
already.
He's like, we want every single attack, guys. Don't do that same mistake we did the previous one. I can't read lips, but I'm guessing that's what he's saying. Still, it's 15-14. And there's a surprise for you, everybody. There is... Oh, okay, not that. This. There's an Oda. On Narrate. Again.
They're not coming back for it, though. Hey.
Yeah, I mean, they've just been going C all the time.
He didn't clutch it last time. Got a lot of value out of those picks, but actual value as far as the rounds went left a bit to be desired.
Yeah, it's a matter of how they're going to be getting the site for free again. Tamaj is going to love a peek, but it might be a little bit too out of position. Magnum can't help out. Oh, he's a little bit too far.
Saw that, yeah, he saw legs there as well.
Oh,
fast kill.
That's exactly what Carmine Corp needed.
Good trip down though.
Advantage, fall back and play with the team now.
Keep an eye on the luck. Breaks the turret, creates a bit of pressure over towards B. They get the plant down. Do a lot of vision block though. Like, Shin is very important to stay alive with his smokes. He already has one. I imagine he's relatively close to getting another as well.
As soon as a presence comes in from KC, gonna vacate and play for Mound.
He did enough pressure at least, though. You can see they're still concerned about that push through C-Link.
They definitely are. And here's KC putting all their forces together. All chips in one basket, all moving
Double satchel, sends it out with the shorty. I mean, Martin keeps getting kills with shorty. Double satchel in overtime.
Doesn't care in the fight. FUT turning it all back around in their favor. And a captain coming alive. Tamaji though wanting to turn it all back around.
Oh man, Atis gets 4. The lovely ult from him. Yeah, they're just focused on sight, and I feel like just back of water there, he's just popping heads.
A 4K there for Adacaptan with the triple-double as that breach player. Heading into the next round, I mean, I feel almost so repetitive in a sense now, just with how many overtimes we've been hitting. This is round 31. A normal game of Valorant, 24 rounds.
Yeah, Adacaptan, he's been absolutely incredible on these post plants, right? On these, you know, defending that spike to explode eventually.
Yeah,
he's been
dude, this is so long. Dude, no one can win a defense round.
What FUT needs time and time again. They can rely on him. Magnum's got
they get the fast kill. They have no. They have no idea.
Losing 2 players from each side.
About Shin.
Carmine Corp going to move into the A side
being out.
I mean, looking for information.
I don't know what util the other guys at,
really
but it did look like Mr. Fan is just dueling on his own here.
Finding a bit more of that success towards A. Both Prowlers used up, but tree space not actually taken. Adequate rotations pulled from FUT with the comfort of Yeta J's trips over towards that B side at the very least, so no threat there. Door yet to be broken as well on that pivot.
And they're just playing the patience game.
I'll find you.
Oh, Haunts finds out that someone is at the back of the site, but there's still
they didn't know about cracks. Okay, well they know there's 2 here now.
Stopping Narrate from pushing any time
I didn't know about that.
There's also Yedajay entertaining
Yeah, because with that information, they can just pivot.
Right now. Well, now he is, but
Massive kill,
Yedajay is
though.
quicker to the trigger, and Karmine Corp are on the back foot for the first time on this attacking side.
30
But
seconds.
No
this is their chance
smokes.
to do it.
Not a good plant, though.
Versus 3.
I mean, it
They
is a
need to
good plant
push
for
one of
main,
these
to be
lanes
fair.
here on the side of KC. They can't fully give up this site, especially when they're down
No
on numbers
cages.
on B.
Horn.
Fade out hits
Really
one.
important ultimate to figure out how many players were in that direction, but only one spotted
Gets
out
a
of the
fade
two,
eye
so
in
how
a
much
sec as
attention do
well.
you turn in that direction?
This guy on
Fighting them
site,
in
if he
the
can
Magnum.
somehow kill
Needs this pick
one,
on CNED.
Needs to go in quick though. Nare holding it. Cena to win it off instead, so it's Magnum to
Dude,
do the heavy
Cena's
lifting as all by
wrecking
himself, and he's
people.
up against
Not a
know
good plan
exactly
for
where he
this.
is, but thankfully for him, to the
Oh.
moon! Nanoswarm's doing so much damage, but Flash is going to interrupt him for now. On
Wait.
the spike,
Oh.
defusing, and the captain, he's been great on these clutches. Can he do it for another time? Magnum's
Damn,
first,
dude.
and
They're
Magnum
all just
wins.
doing mad
Karmine Corp,
rounds.
the attack was and always will be
How did he
theirs.
win
Red Bull
this?
clutch coming in here for
He rounds the,
Magnum.
he goes round the
19 and
world, still
17.
has
They're even
mollies on
cycling
it.
up into that
I can't believe he
lockdown
got
at the end
this,
of that round.
the second
Didn't
kill on
need it,
this.
though, knowing that it might just give the time for
was
Atacapton
insane.
to push in towards him. That got dicey. Again, talked about having to find one of those lanes. It didn't
That one.
work out in that
He's super
sense,
low HP,
but the wrap
definitely.
back around towards that A-Link was perfect in that timing. We find match point once again
It's-
here for Karmine
It's still this
Corp.
low.
For FUT. Wait, Shin is just up.
Yeah, he's going very aggressive on this one. It's a complete change of pace. Karmine Corp don't want to let it go to a post plant. They want to take the fight right in their face. But for now, not quite sure if that was worth it, because that was exactly
I mean,
a trade.
it's raise
of
for
Jet-
raise.
Jets, raises.
Very
Doing the same
least.
thing, right?
Very least with CNED being taken out, they don't have quite that same
Prince, thank you so much for the
ability
6
to
months.
dive
Appreciate the
in
prime.
towards these sites. It
Thank
slows
you, thank
things
you.
down a little bit.
Thank you so much, mate.
Still. Paranoia re-smoking that position. And I'm just wondering here, FUT, they'll be in a world of hurt if they start pushing through stairs. And Magnum is just waiting on the other end. No more smokes to cover that angle. Magnum's going to cover
Oh,
the
the
position.
shot's
Off
cleared.
check.
Here from Mr. Fallen, which will be his demise.
Dubra
A
goes
side
in.
taken
It's
over.
deja
Atacapton
vu of
might
this
be
guy
in trouble.
planting
Cracks
again.
try to help out, but at least you can count on Little Bro to get the spike down.
Oh,
But look at this wrap,
Wait.
the timing. The turret not spotting him anymore.
you crazy guy.
And he's going to continue giving FUT on the front foot here. Karmine Corp need to do heavy lifting here if they want to close it all out. Samaji and Nare.
But they got a smoke to block. It sticks on the
Spike
same
touch.
place again. Not like this again,
Attempting
right?
to be diffused.
It's the same
Trying
thing.
to get stuck with. Nare with one aftershock to deny. It's a spray, but still, no one will prevail. It's FUT with 16 rounds in the
Yeah,
board,
dude, this-
equalizing
it just
yet
doesn't
another
stop.
time. And Karmine Corp's aggressive maneuvers at the start of this round again didn't fall in their favor.
I like the idea of trying to change that pace on the defense. We really haven't seen that look coming out from Karmine Corp, but the timing from Yedajay on that flank over towards B, waiting for Magnum to fall before the push on in was sublime. Just being able to fully catch off Shin on that rotation. But now do we see that aggressive look towards this
Everyone's just
side?
winning their attacks, man. It's just a chessboard on the kill feed, on the round feed.
Wait, they take
But
down the
for now, it's
Omen
again
again,
an
though. That's a
early
big
trade.
win.
Like we saw last time, we saw
Wait, they're
this push.
sending it. And I swear, back of sight,
It's,
they've never
Karmine
been able to
Corp
win duels
side
in
are
terms
gonna
of
be aggressing with cracks to the back of the site
Did
alone.
he
He's
just
waiting for reinforcements, and now the
TP
captain
into
close
that
by.
smoke?
Cracks win the fight.
No, he
That's
TP'd
incredible.
under.
And that puts FUT right back on
What
top.
is going
Magnum and Nare
on?
trying to turn it all around, but it's chaos on site, and Yedajay is here to clean up the pieces, trying to be the janitor in this situation. But can he sweep them off their feet? The bot dealt with. Magnum's got an Odin, so he can even spam across this wall. I think Yedajay realizes how difficult this situation is. Only
Scary.
good for one. But
Scary
at the end of it is
situations.
Magnum secures the deal.
Another
Very clean swing coming out there from Karmine Corp, guaranteeing that trade.
one.
But always right down to the wire.
MC, hello,
Every
mate.
single one of these rounds.
Welcome to the madness.
Swapping sides here
The
once
never-ending loop
again.
of attack
Karmine Corp,
rounds.
how do they switch up their defense this time around? Like you said, it's been the attacking side for both of these teams that have looked so damn good. Now, Karmine Corp, they're the ones to look and try and go
Look at it,
for
man,
that
it's
early
crazy.
bubble control. 4 people stacked over here towards that A side.
Okay, how does Karmine Corp change it this time around? You can see Martin very far forward.
Oh,
on
this might
left-hand
work.
side.
First time we're
Classic
playing
check.
close.
He's always
This
behind
is
a
a standard
box.
position at this point. Tina eyeing it for now, but Martin is able to clear it first.
Fowler as well, no trade. Can this guy get out? Yes, he can.
Yeah, he's getting the hell
They
out
get the
of there.
advantage, no
So 5
trade.
to 4, and FUT have to
There's for the
got a catch
taking.
up to make.
Great reposition, and then it also forces FUT to use so much more utility just to clear out that left side box where Martin isn't even there anymore. Holding the new angle, tucked in. Can't see the barrel of his gun.
I mean, you have a wingman that
There
can
is
check most of
available as
this.
well. Disney
off the
does a lot.
contact.
Magnum did as well. Martin dies and FUT
Mr.
right
Fallon
back in the
is
fight.
running in
Magnum gets one,
360ing.
and he's holding it so far. The smoke doing wonders towards B main. FUT not
Okay,
finding the
there we
comfort
go,
to push.
surely.
And Karmikor this might be it. This might be it indeed. 2 players left. There's Yedajay and Ada Captain. Wonder Kid and someone to rely on. And it's Ada Captain that goes in for the first swing. It's 24 points of health. And he has to drop back 33 seconds, and the spike needs to get planted. And as soon as it does, you know there's only one player holding on to their rifle. Little by little, Karmikor show their presence, teasing that they're going to push. But Yedajay doubles up, and it comes as well. And it's all equilibrium. Scratch that, Shin is alone for Karmikor. Oh, Ada Captain's been left behind.
Nah, man. That's
No,
like what?
turn it around again. It's another comeback.
24 HP
Another
on site
victory,
as well.
And another round of overtime.
No one.
And all smiles
No
there
one can
on
get it.
stage from
This is a
Ada
2v4.
Captain. You're looking over at this FUT squad. If you're in a 2v4 situation, Yedajay and Ada Captain are the 2 players that you want alive there. But curious, I mean, we don't obviously have the insight of what was happening in those comms right there, but expecting a bit more coordination on those swings, maybe a bit too much confidence, and expecting that that round was just in pocket on the side of Carmine Core, but
They've got to be hitting themselves for this, but they can't let it get to them.
it's the closest it's been to be able to close out this first match.
100%, it was a 2 versus 4. And they'll be hitting themselves if they don't close it out eventually. But so far, so forth, it's about who wins on defense.
Just trying to get
Hold
that
it,
pesky
yeah.
camera that's been such a pain
A couple of
there
times they've done
that
it.
Yedajay's been
I'm
throwing around. He's
surprised
just
Yedajay
fumbling
every
with
single
his
time is
headset
doing
right
this
now.
cam,
He's like,
but
"Yeah, I'm chilling."
We know the fight is
I
going
think
to be
it's fine with the delay in early info.
Valid.
The similar thing where they just go break
Broken
his
though,
util
over
every single
towards the B
time.
side. I feel like that's the first time that we've seen that actually broken in the first 30 seconds of the match. So a little bit more pressure on FUT in that regard, but you still do have Mr. Fallen watching the angle.
FUT have the impression that it's bound to be
Dude,
a
did he
series,
just
but
get off the
instead
angle as
it's
he
gonna
was?
be
Yeah,
the
Narrate might have
execute.
seen him.
And Mr. Fallen smoked off, won't be able
And
to
with
see
the
it,
trip
more being
broken-
taken over.
Regardless, Ada Captain has a great line to stall over towards B main if necessary with that fault line.
And with that, they bait FUT into thinking that again it might be a secret given the presence shown in B earlier and the door opened thereafter.
They have a trip to see if they have a trip to see if they're going to be kind of sneaking into the site. They jump it. This guy's been spotted. 20 seconds, by the way. Narrate walks in towards B. Big jaw from Narate going in now, loses that one. 10 seconds to plant. Molly's on there. This guy can spam from waterfall. Oh my god, we've got to spam that. Guys, you've got to spam that.
And Martin's holding down the mark, and that's Crux on the case in a 1v2 as he's already taken down one. Shin Tamaji up against him. Can Crux do the magic for yet another time?
Little
Can he
bro
get
in a
the
1v1
defense
as
win
well.
for FUT?
Oh.
Little bro taking off the left flank as he covers the right.
Info given with that shot.
Little by little, he
Oh,
eases forwards
a
up on the
defense.
ledge, and FUT
A defense round has been won.
Defense round.
Sleeves rolled up and round closed out. Ada
1v2.
is having the time of his
He had to
life
1v2 it.
right now on stage, but 18-17 FUT finally finding themselves on that match point. I feel like very consistently it's been FUT matching up into overtime since Carmine Core took them here.
And Carmine
1v3?
Core
I mean,
haven't
yeah,
been
you're
able
right,
to
it is
win
1v3.
A single defense round in how many? In 10 rounds, in 11 rounds. Wow. This is going to be a hard
celebrating
one,
already.
and I can very easily see them get in their heads. On the other side, FUT, they look on Cloud9 right now.
No, I think that was the first time we saw guys smiling on camera there, actually, on the coach cam.
To be fair, I feel like FUT have been pretty cheerful the entire day so far.
He's been kind of stressed, though, in the coach room a little bit.
It's a different matter whether he shows.
Eye goes out. I kind of like this trip to see
But
if they push.
regardless, big of you to point out, it's been difficult for either of these teams to find that round on defense. A big question of will
Yeah,
if
early
the
information
first one
over
to
towards
find
C
it,
in
which
terms of the
was
alarm
FUT,
bot.
will they be the ones
Oh,
to
are they just
close
going to
out the
insta hit the
match?
site?
Tamaji.
He
First
might
spotted.
need to get out of there.
CNED drops in like he does every single time to lead the charge.
The great spam. The nice trade back. Gonna have to retake this one again.
CNED, and it's all a trade
No
games
raise,
thus far.
no
4
raise nade
versus
for this
4.
though.
Carmine Corp, they've been
Fade
struggling
just
on
comes
these
up.
retakes. They really have. Who can you count on to bring it all back together for them?
Narrate has a full kit, and you've got a paranoia to work with here for Shin.
Is it going to be
the
enough?
Omen Flash is looking
Paranoia are
decent.
waiting on it. And
3.
That's exactly when they'll move in. Everyone
Fade
is
timed
blinded,
at the
really,
same
and Carmine Corp take
moment.
full advantage. One smoked off, but Cracks on the fight. He's waiting for the cross from Shin, but
And the
push
Prowler
comes onto
reveals the
side
guy
from
at the top.
Prowler. Mustafoni hasn't shown himself. Cracks and Yenergy dies, and that's all Carmine Corp needs.
No, we're here forever.
Carmine Corp saying,
We're locked in.
We can do the same.
18 to 18. Okay, out of stress now. He was like,
That was
oh,
our moment,
surely
guys.
we got the defense round, right? Like,
That was
we're
nice though.
done and
The
dusted here.
Omen
Again,
Flash with the
Lotus
Fade
puts
Eye.
Matt
They
pick
timed
here
this
for
really,
game
really
number
well.
1. In the second match of
Kind of
today,
looking like
decider here
an
within
A retake
Group
on
A.
Ascent or something.
But to take
The
a
Omen
beat,
Flash recon.
take a look at this replay. I mean, the flood back onto site was clinical coming out from Carmine Corp. That C's finding 2 for Narrate. The value out of that and
I mean,
isolating these
all of the
players
Fade util,
was
to be honest.
Really is. I think it's safe to say here that CNED hasn't been having the best of games. 18 to 30 is his score right now in KD. And it's looking a little bit rough on that end, right? So maybe there were moments he was smiling, but that smile is no longer in his face.
To be fair, though, he has been good at still making the space for the team. It's just, I think, going a little bit too far.
Is underscore
Some
Callum
of
with the
those
Prime.
planned
Thank you so much.
situations, getting caught out a bit early on, or even just getting first blooded, but usually a trade for a trade at the very least.
Eyes
It's definitely
interesting.
not 2022 CNED. The player that even though he takes space, he takes a couple of players down with him. Maybe he needs Jet for that, who knows? But for now, Carmine Corp move on to that, it moves on to that
3
A site.
people push through
So
door.
happy to hand it
2
over
now.
for now. And Odin
Keep an eye
onto
on
Magnum,
C.
and
Yeah, they
goodness,
didn't
this
break
could be
this
chaotic
camera they've
again.
been using every single
It's gonna
time,
be
so he gets an
5v5
early
retake
trip,
potentially for yet
and then he
another
just
time.
insta rotates.
And all dangling in the balance. Narrate, come on, there's no way you're pushing through.
Double?
You actually are pushing against the smoke together with Martin. It's Narrate to win 1 kill, but FUT turning it right back around. 2 kills in their way. And Tamaji holds the line with 10 points of health
Yeah,
to spare.
but we need to...
And they've just
Oh
crossed the
man,
push,
there's so much
right?
going on.
Wave number 2 incoming, and it's got Yenergy's name written all over it as he gets
How is he
himself
out
onto
of
the
there?
flank.
30 HP, 10
So
HP,
low on
Magnum with
Sun
Shin
Oh.
hiding out.
Magnum with an Odin.
Cracks low, smoke deteriorates, but he's so quick to the trigger. Carmine Corp back in winning rays on this attack. Not much help
Tamazi, 10
remaining on the
HP
last
kills-
remaining players,
What?
but they get the job done.
Heroics coming out from Tamazi as well to
What?
even equalize in that fight for that A Heaven control. Just the pressure.
Give me this replay,
sure,
surely.
Shin took a lot of damage for it. You didn't expect it though if you're on the side of FUT. For someone else to have come back up towards A Heaven, it delayed
Oh
that
my
retake
goodness.
for so long, buying
He
that
should no
time
kill him.
for the rest of the team to find the reposition. The hype there within the coach room once again.
Well, we're back to the attack
So,
rounds.
Hey, I mean, guys looked pretty confident that they were closing out the game, and now they got to deal with that.
These two teams really want Lotus here, knowing that a 2-0 is a very big possibility, and how momentum can swing in their favor. Because imagine losing this, right? Imagine having to deal with the emotions.
Oh, we're
having
going
to
for
do
it.
all over again and back to
Only one
square
person
one.
here, they can insta-react
Mr.
over
Fallen
towards
is
A.
able to escape with his life. 6 points of health, no problem. Still able to shoot his gun, right? Still.
Yeah, and
Medium
they're going to
Taylor's
walk into a
obvious
clean
fight
site
is
here.
this ace site. And as FUT traverse towards it, Carmine Corp look to challenge from stairs potentially.
Oh,
Seeing it
I mean,
moving
he's
this
getting
direction.
spammed.
Magnum needs to be careful not to
Spams?
be caught off flashback. Getting
Spams?
out of position, spray on the far distance, and it's Narrate and Martin to do a hell of a lot of damage. Carmine Corp, they've got the lead now. They just need to stick the landing.
Mr. Fallen so low, 6 health to his name.
5 versus 3 can't be all comfortable for FUT. Mr. Falling, as you mentioned, it is low, but it's Yenergy on the hot seat, all moving in together. It's a death ball coming again.
Okay, nicely done. They managed to get it.
To close it all out, it was a long game. It was a stressful one.
Yeah,
And they
Narrate's
just
seen this
hold the
before, man.
defuse
Just
to
let me defuse
guarantee
first.
the win. Carmine Corp
Oh,
come out
man.
on top with a 20 to 18 score.
38 rounds of
Whoa.
Valorant played here for the
Well,
first map
that was
of the
insanity.
deciding group stage
That was like 2
matchup
maps
here
in
for
one,
Group
basically.
A.